What's your name?
My name is Tyler.
Nice to meet you. So, what got you interested, or like, what made you want to work with Lawyers Without Borders specifically?
Well, all my life I've been really passionate about like social justice, and I don't know, I've always like kind of noticed the things in life that are like unfair and stuff, and that's never really sat right with me, and I've always wanted to like stand up for people like that. So I really want to get into like the law business, and especially Lawyers Without Borders, because not only is it standing up for justice and speaking up for the people who aren't heard as much, it also like gives voices to the people who maybe aren't as privileged to get those resources and stuff. And yeah, I just want to make sure that they get the justice they deserve.
If you could change anything about the justice system, what would you change?
If I were to change anything about the justice system, I'd change the the way that it's so hard to access. I feel like a lot of people who are being wronged in the world are maybe people who are underprivileged and can't really access this legal support like other people do. So, for example, if it was like an abuser case or something, the man who's the abuser is usually the more privileged one with more power, and he's able to access more good and successful legal support. So he's more inclined to like win the law cases. In the law system, I would change the way that people get legal support. I want to be able to give it to everyone. Everyone deserves justice, not just the people with more money or more power.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. So, how do you personally like make decisions when you don't have all the facts? Because I know it's like a thing when you're like a lawyer, like you have to make decisions. But
Okay. I just lay out all the facts that I do have, and I would try as hard as I can to fill in the gaps and work hard and talk to people. And then if I don't have all the facts, then I'll just go with my gut, go where my values take me, maybe what seems the most correct, and I just roll with it.
so, what would you do if like a law in a country was unfair, but it's still a law? Like, if someone is breaking the law, but you personally think the law like goes against your values, for example.
For sure. I feel like this does happen a lot in countries like today. That is one of the reasons why I want to be a lawyer, so I can change these unfair systems in our society. A lot of these laws nobody really pays attention to. I just try to bring awareness to it, and I don't know, try to get the news out there that this is something that's happening and it's bad. And then I try my absolute hardest to stand up for it and give it the legal support that it needs.
So, if your client did something wrong, but was treated like unfairly, how would you handle it?
Um, I feel like I have really strong values, and obviously if a client that I'm working with did something that doesn't align with my values, then I probably wouldn't take the case. I'm just gonna listen to my gut, and just if my gut is really telling me like this is something bad, I'm not doing stuff to my values, I'm not standing up for someone that I should be, then I'll withdraw.
Yeah. Okay. So, can you like explain a time where you stood up for someone, and what happened?
I feel like in my age right now in high school, a lot of the boys in our school are doing a lot to try to be cool, and they're also getting a lot of influence from social media that teaches them how to be a man and how to like treat women, and a lot of it is in a very negative way. So a time that I stood up for someone was this boy in my class. He was very into this guy named Andrew Tate, and he was influencing all the other boys in our class to follow Andrew Tate's sayings and stuff, which are very sexist and very bad. So I talked to all of them and I told them like how bad this is, and I stood up for what I believed, and I made sure they knew the deepness that their words were actually carrying.
What would you do if you lost a case that you really cared about? Like, how would you handle a situation like that?
I would keep fighting for the topic that it's around. So like I may have lost this one case, this one situation, but it doesn't mean that the whole topic is completely thrown in the trash. I'm gonna keep standing up for changing that wrongdoing in our society, and I'm not gonna drop it until I get justice.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Seems like you have like a lot of strong values, and yeah, it was nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you.